we can start. So everyone open his or her VS Code. So you're going to open your VS Code. Okay. Let me share the screen. So we are on the VS Code. Do you see my screen? Hello.
Hello, now can you see your screen?
Okay. Yeah. For those who are newbie on VS Code, this is an IDE. It's an integrated development. Maybe mainly means that you can use a different. You can use that software to code different. In the different languages. You can code in R, Python. You can do web development. You can do whatever you want. You can do gaming languages, something like that. So in VS Code itself, I start also by introducing what Git is and what terminal is. So on the interface of VS Code, we have different things. So depending on how you want to style it. So here on the toggle, we have the file. On the file, you can create a new file. You can open the workspace. You can create a new window. You can open a recent. What a recent? You can check the recent. You can duplicate the workspace. You can, if you duplicate the workspace, it become double. Yeah, this means that you have two workspace. So you can select something that you want. You can switch an editor. You can do a lot of things. You can even run or debug something. So the interesting thing is to work with your terminal. You can open a terminal. A terminal is an interface where you interact. Sorry, where you interact with your code. Without graphical user interface. So here you write a command and then you interact. We start by Git. So I told you a Git is a version control software that allows us to control the version of our programs or software. And a part of the VS Code, we have what we call an extension. So an extension here is where you found other, I can say it's a plugins, is where you find a plugins that help you in your VS Code. Maybe you want to install the Python plugins. Maybe you want to install the synapse. Like you can suggest like you need a Python synapse. So we're like Python code that will be suggesting you what to write. Like this. If you install this one, uh, that extension, it means that you will be suggested. This this will help you to suggest the codes. Will help you to suggest the code related to Python. So that's what extension do. It's like there is a lot of marketplace with a different tools you can need, and then you install in your working space so that you can need it while you are coding. So that is the different things I install from my for my working space. You can install ChatGTP. if you want it here. Here you put your API key if you buy it, the ChatGTP. Here you add your API key. But if you want an assistant to help you while you are coding, you can use Copilot here. Copilot can help here while you are coding. So you can even change the theme here. You can change the theme. You can be working on different users. Here I have 6 different users. I have EduConnect user, Jordan, EduConnect, and Muhirgwa. And you can go on the setting, you change the theme to the theme that you want. So that's much more about on a VS Code. Okay, so Emmanuel, do you have a question?
Yes, it seems like what you are saying, it's like you are showing it on the screen, but on my screen, I don't see where. Yeah, now I can see that you're on a terminal, but before
Mm,
I was not able to see what you are doing.
so yeah, and Emmanuel, you didn't call me
I
yesterday.
forgot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yesterday you didn't call me.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Have you find a way to resolve?
I'm using another computer
You're using
that have a
another.
visual inspection. This software we are using.
Okay, sure.
Uh,
Cool. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, uh, I'm going to recap everything here. So we learn about how to work with Git Bash. You just come here on the Git Bash here. So if you want to create a directory here, let's wait. Yeah, here. If you want to create the working directory, we learn that to use the command called mkdir. So mkdir maybe EduConnect. Let me say git edu. So that is our working directory we set. So our working directory is git edu. So we can, in this working directory, we will about to clone and how you can work with a remote repository. So here we create a local repository called git edu, and then we are going to clone the remote repository so that we can push everything we are working in our local repository to remote repository. So how we do this, uh, let me share again. We do GitHub. We go in on GitHub. So we go on your GitHub. So in our GitHub, we have created the repo to use for running. So we create EduConnect student 2K25. So we click here on EduConnect Stud 2K25. So we have been, and then we come here, we clone, we copy the URL, the uniform resource locator, for to help to locate our remote repository. So I'm going to paste it somewhere. Let me paste it. Let me first create a file here. Let me paste it somewhere. on my notepad, on my notebook. So, and after I'm going to create uh, the token that will help me to access so I come here on the setting and down on setting. I just go down the developer setting. Okay, we come here on a personal access token on classic ones. So we created the the token called hello, and we created a token called EduConnect training. So we click on it. So I'm going to regenerate because we already know how to do this. So and then I will regenerate this one. So and then I get the personal access token. So we'll be keeping in a safe environment, because when someone access it, they can manipulate everything from your GitHub. So the next things, we come where we pasted our URL, our uniform our URL uniform resource locator. And then we pasted the key, and then we come back to our terminal, and then we write git clone. That is the command we're gonna use, git clone. We are going to clone the remote repository, and then we paste it. So here, this is the HTTPS, this is the protocol, and then after the protocol, in this URL, after the protocol, you add your key. That is the key, and then you put at github.com/educonnect/educonnect That's the repository that we created in the previous class, and then we hit enter. So after hitting the enter, you see in my local machine I got a new folder called EduConnect Stud 2K25. This EduConnect Stud 2K25, it is my remote repository. That remote repository I cloned to my local machine. This one.
Sorry, sir, we're not.
Okay, you're not seeing my screen?
Yes, but I don't know whether it's only me.
Okay. Sorry, I forgot to share the terminal screen. Yeah, I was talking like that. So after you git clone this one, the remote repository, let me share in the chat to look how the things work. I again shared the class notes. So That is the way you git clone. So http at, you put the person tokens, that tokens at gmail at github.com/educonnect rwanda slash educonnect stu2k25.git. That is the remote repository we created. So the next things, so I want to make sure that everything is clear from now. From cloning a repo. Let me know with a emoji thumbs, a thumbs emoji, whether it is good, whether it is bad. Let me know before I proceed, because we are going to cover a lot of stuff here. Guys, let me know. Obad, is it clear so that I can continue? Okay, let me continue. It means that it is clear. So what's an issue? No one. So we are here. So we clone a remote repository called educonnect stu2k25. So we are going to direct to our repository to look at if there is file. Remember, we create a readme file from a previous session. So we are going to change a directory here, cd, or change directory to educonnect stud underscore 2k25, educonnect stud underscore 2k25, and then I'm in the directory educonnect stud 2k25. For if I want to use Linux command to see the files in educonnect stud 2k25, I use list my file, ls, to list my file. So I see in my repository I have only readme.md. So I have only one file that I had, is this one, which have a content called welcome to data science program repository by educonnect. This repository serves as a central hub for all running materials, resources, assignments related to our 6-month data science training program. So from now we are going to create a new file so that we can push to our remote repository. So how are we gonna do this? So you are going to create a new file. To create a new file, you can use a terminal here. By using a terminal, you will be writing a touch, the name of a file, let me call it code.py. Py, it is an extension for Python, or let me call it a code.txt, the text. So if you don't want to use a terminal, you can also use on this side panel, on this left side panel, you can click here, here on new file, and then you create a new file called code.txt. So you will be creating a file called code.txt. So, and then you hit enter for those who use terminal, and for those who use sidebars, and you hit enter. After you hit enter, let me hit enter for this. I already created the code.txt. So I'm going to write something here, so and then I will push to remote repository. Let me say Kirov this is my first repository, and I feel like a hacker. So we write this hero, this is my first repository, I feel like a hacker. So we need to push this code.txt to the remote repository. Just hold on while like 30 seconds. Okay, fine, we can continue. We are here. Let me increase the terminal for to help everyone to see my terminal. So what we need to do, we need to stage our files. You need to stage our files so that we can know the files that we are going to push to track some changes that we made. So we need to stage it. So we write git status. So you see, we are on the main branch. It means that to mean on the main branch, it means that something we can commit will affect our all codes. We are on the main branch. So in our branch, it's updated with an origin. So we have an tracked files which called code.txt. So that code.txt is the code that we are going to push to remote repository. That one is the one we are going to push to remote repository. So after, we need to add the files. So to add the files, how we do this, we just come here and then write git add, and then you can put the file name git add the code.txt. Okay, so means that we add our file so that we can commit something here on, and then we push. So from here, we are going to commit some messages so that someone we are working with can see, or you can know how you control the versions of your code. You can commit git commit message. This M means message, space message, and then you put your message you want to commit. Then say my first repo. Yeah, let me call it my first repo. Okay, so it means that here on our main branch, with my first repo, we commit my first repo, and we have one file changed, and we insert only one details. So what we need to push. So only when we hit git push, so it means that git push a enumerating object 4 done counting object 100%. It means that our object has been pushed to to GitHub repository. When we come back on GitHub repository, let me know if this process we did is clear, because I try to find the simplest way so that everyone can understand, because there are different ways people they push on GitHub, but this is the simplest way, by creating a token. Okay, I think everything is clear from now. Then share the GitHub account. Just we are here, and then we are going to refresh it. I think it is not a do connect to practice. We have a do connect to K25. So you see, we created we pushed our local code.txt to our repo, and the message we commit is my first repo. That's the message we commit. When you open here, you see the code. Hello, this is my first repository. I feel like a hacker on the internet. So anyone try to push anything on GitHub, let me know. Okay. Bienvenue. Have you pushed?
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on it.
Yeah, you pushed. You pushed on the remote repository.
I am working on it.
Okay. Antoine, had you? Bazuri Kenneth, had you pushed to Git remote repository from local repository?
Sorry, but for me, I'm not able to do practice.
Okay, you are out of the PC. Kennedy, had you?
Yeah.
Let me know to know the experience so that I can know where. Bila, had you pushed? Yeah, Kennedy, tell me if you pushed. Tony, have you pushed to GitHub repository? Remote repository? Tell me. Guys, speak. Let me know some feedback. Zachary, had you?
I'm trying, but I've been raising the hand to make a question. I mean, to ask.
Okay.
Is this the way to pass through this commit and push, or you can push just straight?
You can?
I'm asking, the process is the same. You go through this commit and push, or you can just push straight without
No,
committing.
yeah, the
What
process.
what the meaning of this committing, and
So
where does this commit
the
brings in?
commit, yeah, the commit help you. You can leave it without commit, but the commit help you to know how the message you just
Mhm.
provide for every version that you change for your code. It helps you to track that. Sometimes you can forget the change that you made, so it helps you to know what the change you made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When we're trying to make it, just give us some seconds,
Okay, no problem. Let me again. Let me share the terminal so that it can help you. Release the VS Code. Yeah, things here and presenting start. Okay, that is the commands I used.
Yeah, for me, I'm finished. I managed to push.
You managed to push. That's cool.
Yeah.
To wait others to know their feedback. So let me know the others feedback. If they are struggling before I add other. So I can continue. So we have successfully pushed our talks.xt. So before we go on the branches and how to create the branches, how to work on with it. So I'm going to introduce you, and now we know how to push. Can be easier for you to push. So I'm going to introduce you how to okay, Bira. Yeah, Bira. The floor is yours.
Sorry, sir. I wanted to bring you back. Please, can you let me see the notepads file that you connect you create a clone of this?
Okay, I'm going to share in the chat.
No, I mean the notepad.
You need a
The
notepad.
link. Yeah, the notepad. I want to see it.
So that is the notepad. Yeah, that one. That is the notepad I used. Bila?
Yes, sir. Sorry, can you just let me know? I think that there are two links connected.
Come again.
Sorry, I mean you links two link, right? There is the one of from the repository
Okay.
and the other one.
So you mean this
Understand?
one? Start with GHP.
Okay. Thank you.
This is a token. This is a personal access token you get from GitHub via developer setting. Let me show you. Yeah. Via this developer settings. From here, you go here on the setting, down, and you come here on developer setting, and then you go here on the personal access token, you create a classic one tokens. So this is the token that we generated previously. So you come here and then you generate a new token for general use. So that's how that other token, other text were added on the links on the URL. So
Yeah, thank you.
okay. So we are here. So when you talk about branches, so you see here we don't have any branches. Okay, here we don't have any branches. So we are going to create a branch on our local machine so that we can push it. So to explain to you the meaning of branches, maybe you should be working on a different version you should be working on different versions. So and then you don't want to mix the 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 latest code with the new code. You need to test it to make sure that the result they're giving to you is expected. So you when you you connect with your latest code can cause you some issues, so that you create a separate branch where you be working testing all stuff, and then when you see that they provide an output that you expect, you can merge it. So that's the meaning of git branch in itself. It's like you it's like a copy of your code where you can try a new features. You try a new features on that copy of the code. So like without affecting the main project. That's the meaning of branches. So we are going to create a branch which is called let me call it code edit. A code edit. So the way to create a branch is very easy. You just write git branch and then you write code edit. So this I create new branch called code edit. So new branch has been made.
Sorry, we are not seeing where you are creating a branch.
Sorry, let me share. So to create a git branch, we do like that. We use git branch code edit. Code edit is the name of the branch we create. This one, code edit. So and then so we want to work on this branch that we are working in. So how to do that? So to do that, we need to like we create a new branch, and then we need to check out our new branch if where we have been working with. So the way to do that, we just write git branch. You specify the branch. To specify the branch, you just git checkout, and then you specify the branch code edit. Yeah, this I think I collected new branch. Maybe I can open a new file here so that I can work on the new branch. Let me create a new file called let me call it index.html, or let me call it okay, let me call it touch analyze dot python.py. okay, we create a file called analyze.py. so on this one we are going to add something here. So you're not wait starting a Python. Let me write this code, don't matter about the code, and then and then I save it. So after you save it, so I want to push these things to my GitHub. How gonna do this? I will be adding, also the way we do that, I will be use git add. I can write git add dot point, this will add analyze.py, but you should use the same analogy, like analyze dot dot py, analyze.py. so on analyze.py we add it, and then we need to commit, git commit, and the message, let me call it added analyze.py. I'm sorry, I just forgot. I want to escape this thing. Control Z.
Try Control C.
It's not working. Control C. I think I will capture letter Z. So the machine processing goes down. It's escape control. Let me create another, no problem for that. The Git one. I'm going to change directory to connect stud to okay 25, and then I will need git starter, git branch. If I do git branch, I will be knowing the branch I'm working with. So I'm in code edit, so and then I do so and then I do git to see the status of my what you have been doing, git status. So I see they are on the main branch. Let me go to git branch, code edit. I already have this, git checkout. Okay, So this one, we are going to push it to online, to remote repository. So we need to commit, because we have been added on unrise.py have been we have been added. We need to commit the message and then write added py. Let me say added py, and then I hit enter. So here I will push. So I will not push only, I will push it on origin. So to mean that when you push to origin, or you can keep it a git push or git push origin, like this. Origin main. So yeah, and then we do that. So that's the way we do that. Or we can git push to our origin. So and then we specify the branch that we are going to work on, because this one we push to our main branches. So we are going to push to our code edit branch. So edit, code edit branch. Yes, they said that total data reuse, the pack reuse, the remote git pull request for code edit by visiting this one. So if it means that if you will visit this link, let me show you this screen to look. You see on the screen that we have, is this the one? I think it's not this one. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, you see, we have two branches. We need to compare that blank is the admin is the one who will be allowing. You see, we have created branches where we do everything. We push, we test everything. So and then we have our main. Our main is where our staff are working. So you see, the code edit is the branch we created in 29 minutes, and then we have been pushing something. So that's how we do this. For accepting or rejecting, we be really comes when you try to create pull request. In a pull request, this help you to collaborate with others on the code, with other people. So if you pull request, they will be appear maybe in searchable or anything. So that's how we do that. And by doing that, in your terminal you will be having a link. So let's come back to the terminal and they make sure that everyone has create his branches, and you're going to create a pull request so that we can collaborate on different projects. Okay, we are here. We do the same, we do git branch, but the difference is when you are going to push to the branches, you get push an origin, a code edit. That code edit I give to you, the code edit is the name of the branch I created. To create a branch is git branch, the name of the branch. To push the what you made in your local machine to repository on a branch, you do git push origin, the name of the branch. Let's work on this.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Uh, I want to understand the substance or the logic behind the branch. I've been explaining it, but I didn't get where.
So
Like a branch is for just creating a version, so just a different project.
so you can do it in the same project, but for example, like let me explain what branch is. So mainly by definition, a branch it is a copy of your code where you can write, where you can try a new features of your code.
Okay, it's a version I get.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
version. So you create a copy of your code. With that copy will not affect your main project. You get it?
Yes.
Yeah. It means
So when
that
you
you will
mm,
test everything on the branch you create.
okay, when you say git push origin main and uh, push origin code edit. So main and the code edit are different branches.
So when you git push origin main, it means that I provide this git push to origin main to show that this one I push on the main repository, that one which has an effect on our project. And I have the copy of the main which is called code edit. I always push that file to code edit on the branch itself. You get it?
No, it's like so code this main and the code edit are two branches, right?
Yeah, we have two branches. We have our, I can say, our project branch, okay, called the main. Okay, when you create a repository, a remote repository, and in that remote repository has a branch called the main by default. Okay, so I want, by pushing that origin to main, I want to show you, I do it for to show you that you can git push or you can git push origin main to specify the branch name. For that, the previous code we write for git push, I was also showing you how to push, like, without thinking about the branches. But when it comes on thinking on the branches, you should know these things I will be pushing on the main. These things is for testable. It is a new features I will be pushing on the branch that I created. That's the reason why I use origin and the code edit. I mean main and the code edit. One, it is by default branches, another is the branch we created.
So meaning when you say push origin to main, it means from origin to main and from origin to code edit.
Yes.
Okay. So we never create, I mean, don't create main, it's by default.
Yeah,
Then we
yeah, main is by
those
default.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything is we done for this, and then we create a pull request. Remy, no?
Can you remind the command to create the branch? Because I'm just having this git edit.
Yeah, the command
There's no way
is,
to specify the branch as for the system to know it is a branch.
yeah, you specify the branch. This is to push the
So I
branch.
put git edit branch or
You want to create a new branch?
yes.
So to create a new branch, you just write sorry, you just write the git branch and the name of the branch.
And what is this edit?
This edit. So the name of the branch, I call it code edit.
Okay. So you take it longer. I taken git edit then the branch name.
No,
So
no.
it's a git branch then branch name.
Yeah, again branch name. Everyone do that so that we can proceed.
Can I verify? I put this branch on the name of Zachary. So maybe if you can verify from my side.
To verify from my side. Okay. Let me verify. You just create a branch?
Yes, in the name of Zachary.
Okay. So still that branch mainly in the local machine, okay? So you need to git push, yeah, that remaining way, the remaining command you do, git push origin to Zachary.
I push to Zachary while Zachary is on local machine. Or
Yeah, we be creating.
so I put git push Zachary origin then
Yeah,
Zachary.
git push origin Zachary.
Okay, but I don't get the logic. In fact, it's like I push from origin to okay. This is Zachary is on local machine.
The Zachary is on a local machine.
And what is origin?
So the origin is what you had on a local machine.
And then that's Zachary exactly.
So the origin that you have, I mean the origin of the code that you have. You know, we create a new file called analyze.py. That is your origin. Okay?
I didn't create it.
Yeah, we need to push your origin file to branch you created locally called Zachary on remote repository. You get it?
Okay, let me try and see.
Okay. Okay, Bila.
Yes, sir. I wanted to know the purpose of branch in Git.
The purpose of a branch?
Yes, in which case we have to use branch and what's branch help us to do?
So we need a branch when we are working in a team. For example, we are, let me give you an example. We are building a dashboard, okay? We are building a data science dashboard. So, and then in a team, Abila, we assigned you to do the visualization. And maybe let's suppose that you are working in a team with Zachary. So Zachary is supposed to work on model building, and you, Bila, you are supposed to work on the data visualization. So, and then you want to make fully dashboard. There is another guy, you give them to work on the HTML, to work on the another features that you want to integrate it in your dashboard. So everyone will be creating a branch for each features. If you're working on visualization, you will be working on visualization, and Zachary will be working on the model building, another will be working on another stuff. So everyone will be working on his or her own branch. So at the end, if you done your stuff, your visualization, and you will need to to push to GitHub. So you will push to your branches. So, and then there will be a team leader who will review your code to see that it exactly meets to their team goals, like to make a full dashboard which provide the real-time data. So there will be the team leader, or you will suggest that, to depend on the policies the team leader has set, you will need to merge your work, your visualization, and the Zachary model building will be merged together to make full dashboard. That's the practice of Git branch, and it's mainly used in teamwork. And mainly if you have a remote job, you always work with Git. Like they give you a project, you do the project, and then you Git push. They compare, they see if it's really meet their expected output. If not, they return back to you. They say again, change this until you make the full features. That's the main way we use this Git branch.
Now I get it. It's not a versioning, as I've been saying. It's just project partitioning.
Yeah,
One part, and then
yes, that's how.
Sarah,
Okay.
sorry, I wanted to know that if I get what's the purpose and the use of push, but when everyone use no, sorry, I mean brush. So each everyone work on his brush, for example, mine as you explained it for Zachary and someone else. So after that, how are we going to make it one as a one project in the end?
Yeah, that's what we are going to learn. How we
Okay.
merge. Yeah. Okay. I think we can move on. Let me ask others to know where they are. Nadra isezerano. Narada isezerano. Do you push the branch? Samuel, Elizabeth, Bienvenue, Tony, Joyeuse. Have you pushed to the code edit branch?
I did.
Okay. Daniela, had you? Emmanuel, Benjamin, Twizihirwe. I want to know your feedback, guys. Because every project you are going to work, we'll be using Git. Every project in the coming days. So I want to make sure that you really understand, and then we will be making a team, and we'll be working remotely. We'll be not to be with your team, with your teammate. So you can meet an issue for pushing or comparing the stuff that you are working on, and be difficult to your teammate because you don't understand these things. And by the time you be working on a remote, you will be needing this. So the next things I told you what we call pull request. So pull requests, I can say it's like asking your team that you want to check the the assignment before you putting to the main notebook. That's what pull request is. That's the main of the pull request. So in order to get to do a pull request, we have create a git branch. So a git branch, we call it a code edit. So and then we make a change to our analyze.py. We write some codes and we push our branch to GitHub. So and then we can decide to go to GitHub or to use a terminal. You can decide two things. To go to GitHub, you compare and you compare and pull request. So or you can add the title for the description and you review and then you merge a pull request at your main. So there is two different ways to do that. So we are going to start with there is a way where you don't write a code, but the way where you manage for in a GitHub, it's for the team leader. It's for team leader because the one who has the git the git credentials of the company. So you'll be knowing who is pushing, who is pulling, who is doing these things. So it's be the one. So to merge, you can even merge to your terminal. What you can do, we are going to check out git check, check out the main branch. We are going to check for the main branch. So this is, it told me that I'm already on the main branch, so I need to pull. We push, now we are going to pull. So we're going to do git pull origin main. So it means that we, from this uniform resource locator for EduConnect to EduK2, so with a branch of the main, we are fetching, we're going to already update these things. So what we are going to do, we are going to merge this origin we pull, the origin we pull to our code edit branch. Well, how we gonna do this? We're gonna write these things: git merge, so the branch that we had, code edit. So they told us everything is all updated, so we need to push again. Git push origin main. Yeah, they told that everything is updated. It means that we merge our main to code edit. So we can check out in our GitHub repository to see that if we merge together. So then stop sharing this and then go to GitHub. So So I'm gonna share this one. Okay. Yeah, boom. Yeah, boom. You see, we do this, we merge it. This one, the code, I think it's the analyze. That's not this one. Yeah, we see we have merged the analyze.py are on the main branches. They are on the main branches, not on the code edit. We do it. That's how we do that things. Or you can even create here by coming here on a pull request, and you create a new pull request when you merge something. So, and then you see that's what we have done on our terminal. So we don't have anything yet we did. So here we compare the code edits that you had. So there isn't anything to compare. It means that everything we have to compare, we have been merged using our terminal. But if there is anything to compare, you see somewhere to, you see here we have a split, and you see the new things where you can write some messages to see what file has been changed or deleted. So that's how you do this. So when you compare, you see in your version someone has removed this one, has added this one. When you're going to compare, you know what to accept or what to refute. That's how it works. That's the basics of how working with GitHub, whether you are in a team or while you are working as solo. Yeah, if there is no question, we can continue doing. Let me know. Let me again share the terminal so that you can know where to ask.
Excuse me. What the meaning of this pushing pull? I mean, when you say git pull origin main, okay, I'm getting where when you say push, you are pushing from the local to. But this pull, what does it mean?
The meaning of git pull.
Yes.
So git pull, I can say it's to fetch the change from the remote repository. To
Okay.
fetch, you get it?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, because if you want to merge, you need to fetch and then you compare and then you merge.
Okay.
Clear? Because an assignment will be having a branching for assignment and a branch for project, so that we can know how to collect your assignment using Git. So if it is clear, let me install some requirements that we'll be needing in next class. But they told me that tomorrow we will not learn because of the Easter. That's what I got from my leaders. So yeah, and we are going to learn because in the coming session will be coding. So we're going to learn how we work with coding. So, and then I'm going to show you how to push this working when you want to work on on a cargo.
But excuse me, can you tell how to this pull request from GitHub works? I mean, what it does bring in, what different from working from this GitHub or from working this from this uh, this visual.
Visual Studio Code.
Hmm?
Visual Studio Code.
Yes.
Okay. You want to see it in using
There is this tab on GitHub.
okay.
It means what we do from Visual Code can be processed from this GitHub by using this pull request.
Yeah, but the owner here there is an exception. The owner of repository is the one who create a request, who compare. Let me show you how we do this. Let me stop sharing this. So let me create a file here. I'll be using. So to create a file, I'm going to create a file here. Okay, let me go. And code edit branch. So that's a repo I create. So I want to create a file here. Sorry. Let me create a new file here. Because everything works here. Let me call it print hello Python. So the name of the file, let me call it code py. So that commit we were doing in a terminal, you see here, to commit a change, you see, you just commit. So you can add a message that you want to commit. That M we are adding there, the message, let me call it my code, and then you commit a change. You see, we create a new file called code.py on these branches. So and then we want to merge on code.py. So we can contribute to our main repository. To contribute, we can compare or open a pull request. So when you open a pull request, that's a pull request. So we write some description here on what we made, so that we can able to merge this branch automatically. So means that we are merging from code edit to the main. So let me write something. Let me write something. Let me write something. Let me write hello. and then we create a pull request. And then we merge a pull request, and then we confirm a merge. So you see they are merged. Zachary?
Yes, I can see.
You see they are merged. From main to from code edit to main. They are merged now. That's how we work with Git. Okay, I think my cargo has been opened. Okay. Okay, we are here. Let me share the screen window cargo. Yeah. So that is a cargo. Let me show you cargo. If I will be getting free cargo. So you need to the cargo. It is a platform where you can find a data set. You can find a data set to work on. This is a data set you can find. So you need to go. You write cargo.com, and then you log in from cargo.com. After you log in, you will be getting this dashboard. That dashboard. So in the cargo, you can take self-paced like courses. They are free here. It's self-paced courses. You can go in a sorry. You can go in the competition if you want to compete with your data science and the machine learning skills worldwide. Data set I taught for the data set. You can get the pre-trained models, that you can imitate, so that you can get the real experience. So you can work with large language model like Gemma 3, that is made from Google, or Gemma 2, or Gemini 2, or the Queen made by Alibaba, or different models. So we can even work with the voice models, like Whisper model, DeepSeek, R1, Gemma. So there are different models you can even work here. There's a lot of things that are made here. You can work with the model of the image, text model, semantic analysis models for transformer, question answering, something like that, audio hypothesis, something like that. So on the code here, when you click here on the code, you can see the codes for others, what they made. You can run from them what they made. So here you see this is the code for linear regressions, the code for ADA, explanatory data analysis by machine learning model, and the predict. This is a document for RAG. I'm the one I uploaded this one. This is a RAG. I'm the one I uploaded this one. The lag, and this one I uploaded. Mental health, this is the one I uploaded, and this one it's for mine. So you see there is a lot of things. This is a note for on diabetes, scikit-learn for machine learning, yeah, and some notebooks. So we have here discussion on Akago. So where there is a different discussion you can involved in, and then you do something. That's you see your work, what you did, the public API, mental health, day 2, first price solution. That's what I uploaded also. The how to call function, evaluation of the model, building of the agent, AI agent, and the prompting. So if you want to create a notebook here, you just create here. You can create a new model or a new competition, a new dataset, or a new notebook. For us, we create a new notebook. So here on the new notebook, you can name it. The notebook name, data science. So, and then from here, that is by default. You don't worry about this. This it is a code that can even use when you are uh, working with data, and then you want to direct the data, be using this. So here there is important features you should know. Here on the file is where we link with our GitHub. So we can link with our GitHub so that everything we are working here are being pushed to GitHub without worry about git commit, git what, without worry of that. So here when you link to GitHub, so you see the GitHub successfully linked because I already linked. So you can share from here. You can share to others, whether it is a public for everyone can access or private. You select some collaborators you want, and then they can work on your project. Some collaborators you want here. You can even make a groups here. You search for someone who is in Chicago, and then you make a group, or you make an invite of someone. You write their name, you enter the group description, and then you create a group so that you can work on the same project. Come back. Let me go here on notebook. Let me create another notebook. It's asking many things. So here it is an code editor. Here it is an code editor. Also, you can write a code. You can write a code when you create.
Excuse me, sir. What is the added value of working with this cargo? Because you can work with this Visual Studio. So where the substance or consistency, I mean, the added value, let's say, of working from this cargo to link it to GitHub, while you can work with this coding from Visual Studio.
So
It,
here I can say the added value is here. You can see the others code. That's why I shared to know the platform. mainly it's a platform where you can even get a dataset for practicing, because you can suffer from where I can get a dataset for practicing. A platform where you can get a trends, new way of doing things. That's another vary. And a platform with also a coding with a coding a notebook where you can instantly work with a data from the same platform without downloading the data. You can work with the data without downloading it from Cargo itself, and a platform which offer the free GPUs for codings, and the models where you can access the others models to know how they do this, and then how you can imitate them. So that's the added value. And I think uh, I was thinking that you need to know this before you start also before you start in a session of coding, because you can go here and then you look others artworks. You can look here others uh like when you go here online, you can look here, like the basic of programming, how do you program something, how they do this, some basic things before we start class, so that can be easier for you while we are running. So that's why I
Okay,
exposed you this. Yeah,
that's good. Thank you.
yeah, you can run here, but it's self-paced, and that's why reason why. So I was talking to this Cargo. So on setting tool, on sorry, on setting to GitHub, sorry, uh, so it's been linked, and I'm going to save the version. So if you want to save a version, here there is where you run all your commits and the version name you had. So then you continue. Let me create something here so that we can create a version. Let me take let me take some codes and then I put it here. Put it at science. Then call it this. Yeah, I create the code here, and create here on the version. Okay, and then you select your GitHub, and then you select the branch you're going to commit. That one, it's easier to use. So if you're going to have different, this is my personal GitHub. So if you're going to put it in a web app, just go in a web app. The branches, I have only one branches. So file name is datascience.ipnb. The commit message that I have is this one, and then I save this. So this one is my version. I just put it on my art sciences. I just put it on my GitHub. Only that way. That's how we we do for cargo. That's how we save our version on a GitHub using cargo. Yeah, you see, I can view if I done it. So I create a notebook so I can check out in my GitHub, so that to know that everything's has been done. What a folder I do, did I, let me see. Because I have a lot of repository. I have a lot of repository. What name? Coda, increase, predict housing price, Python library. Just forgot the name of the repository. Let me search it here. Let me go here. They are in a web app. Web app. Web app. Web app. This one. See the files. Then put it in an empty repository. Because here there is a lot of files, it can be difficult to find it on this repository. It's writing TypeScript in there would be difficult. See here. Find it. Use this one. And I put on a branch of Muhirwa. There is the main branch and the branch of Muhirwa. Cargo. What is cargo? it will be failed. I don't know the reason why. Let's wait. That one we were searching will be failed. Maybe it's an issue of an internet or another stuff. Yeah, but that's the way we do that. So let me show you another things that you will be needing. So I see it's failed also. I don't know the issues here, but we'll be working on it. We'll be working on it. Let me show you another stuff we'll be needing to install it, so that you will be starting coding with necessary tools. So we will learn also R. We need a studio that will help us to code in R. So we just type in our browser R Studio, like this, R Studio. We'll be needing R. So, and then we go in a posit.co is where we found the R Studio. This is an IDE, so we will need to download it. So we will start a class without an issue of downloading R Studio. So here we download the R. Let me show you the links. Okay, that's the link of R where you can download R. So this R Studio is where we will code R language in data science.
Sorry to ask, but is it also available on Linux?
R?
Yeah, Ara.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Okay, thanks.
Because in R also you can code Python, but it will be getting more productive with R if you want. So I need you all to download the R and then install, and then we configure, and we end class knowing that everything is set on the way, so that we can start without an issue for installation or another issues related to it. Just download. After you download,
So we download this R Studio or Studio Server?
the R Studio. Download the R Studio for desktop. This one will be directing it here. You see, there is a Linux, Ubuntu. You see, those who are using Linux.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can see now.
yeah. There's more Linux. There is Red Hat 9. Yeah. For Windows are this, and the Mac OS are this. Let me know if you're done downloading it, so that we can proceed. or download and install. When you install, you will be getting this. Let me stop sharing because we'll be using R. I need to be familiar of share the link. After you install it, you'll be getting something look like this. Wait, sorry for that, because in R you can even make a dashboard. I will making someone a dashboard. That's why I got something like that. Yeah, you'll be getting something look like this. You can get it white. Me, I configured to be black. Let me know if you all install R, and here in R you can work with Git and GitHub.
So you don't see your desktop.
Yeah, sorry. I was thinking that I shared. Yeah.
Okay, now you can see.
Yeah, you see, in the R Studio, yeah, you see you can work with Git. There is a terminal also. There is a terminal you work with. This is where we install the library. Same as in a GitHub, we call it extensions. But it's not quite look the same as a GitHub extension. But here it's a library, R library that allows you to perform certain things, to read the data, to analyze, to make ARA app or ARA shine, to do something like that. It's a package that allows us to make a dashboard of different data. Here is where you install it, the dashboard, the repository. I mean the packages. It's a code that is made for others that help you to ease the life. I can say like that. So in the ALA you can output your stuff. Here when you compile to report, you analyze everything and then you want to make a report. So you do it here. You just click one click after you run it, your codes here. When you run, this is where you run your code, and this is where you get reports for your code. You get everything, graphs, everything, your code, you get everything as a report. So for importing data, this is where you import a data set. Maybe you can import the data from Stata, you can import data from SAS, from SPSS, from Excel. You can get CSV or text base. So because in R you can do machine learning also using R language. So that's in brief. That's how R works. If you can make a project, if you want to make an app, you will see it how we make up on R. On environment history, that's here you see the history what I made using R. On the console itself, it is here. It's the same as the console of that. When you do errors, you see the previous things you have been doing. This is where you see the plots, and the one specific things for R, depending for comparing to Python. R, it is best for data visualization. When you come into data visualization, R likes to provide the very clean visuals than Python. And but Python, it's a very widely used. You can integrate in a different project. It is easier to integrate, but it needs more technical things when you are going to integrate to another stuff, because in R you can do everything. Also, you can make a dashboard, everything, a web with R, but it's not scalable compared to Python. So that's all about the R. That's the working environment we be using while we are running R. So it's be better to know how it works and then start interacting with this tool, so that we can start learning, uh, having the understanding of how tools works, mainly the basic one. So here you can text, you can code everything. You can code Python and SQL. Here you can write a SQL statement and R script. For us, we'll be using R script, and there are different between R script and R Markdown. R Markdown, it's like it shows the it's a it shows a text of what you are doing. It's like a Markdown in a Jupyter, where you mainly add the I mean the text, the plain text that explain the code or that explain the graphs. So that's what you can. Our representation Quarto. This Quarto help in developing a site for, like, you can develop a site for publishing your statistics. That Quarto can help, so that you can code in R and then you publish to Quarto. So you in a Quarto you will be needing your domain name, where you will be linking this R Studio with your domain name. For those who are aspiring to be researcher on writing different topic, Quarto can help. So yeah, there is a lot of things here. You could run, you can explore yourself, yeah, to see how it works, yeah, to do some curiosity things you think that you can do in R Studio. That's the next tool we'll be using. uh, there's some trainer who use Google Colab, who will be with you, and then they use a lot Google Colab. And let me show you how Google Colab also works, so that when you meet with a trainer using Google Colab, you will be familiar with, without thinking it's a rocket science to you. So this is a Google Collaborately. You just type in your Google, I mean this, like this. You can just write Google Collaborately, Google Colab or Google Colab, like this. So this is a notebook. It's a remote notebook. It's a cloud notebook. So you can code your stuff, and then you remain on internet, so that everywhere you go, like, you can code with your phone, you can code wherever you are by using this Google Collaboratory. It's you can even share to your friends, so that the same as we use the Google Doc. For those who are familiar with the Google Doc, it's like it's a data science tool for coding, for making research while you are online. It means that you use this Google Collaborator while you are online. You can't do it locally without an internet. So you just go here, Google Collaboratory, because I have an account. If you have a Gmail, also you have an Google Collaboratory things. It's really the same. So how it works, when you open, there is a pop-up message comes, open notebook. Just so you've opened a notebook. So on a notebook itself, here you can be the good at Google Collaboratory. It helps you to fix some bugs. Yeah, for example, you can be stuck where to do things. Here there is an AI that can help you, Gemini AI. It can help you to do something like print hero using a root of 123, or print something, print hi in Python. So this AI will help you to do something, and then you run it using this tool. So it is easier to use, and it has good user interface. So from here, to be experienced with the tool, I told you that they have an AI that can help you to debug when you can even find yourself you don't remember something, the code, so you can type, and AI can help you to know what to do. So here we have different things here. So here it is a section where I put a table of contents. To mean a table of content from here, that is where we call it a markdown. Here it's called a text. When you click here, it's a text. You can write anything, my codes. To make it a heading 1, as we did in a VS Code, we use hash. Yeah, it will be your heading 1. You see here in the table, it becomes a heading 1. To getting a heading 2, it's a 2 hash. My code also. Yeah, something look like this. Like you write a text, something like that. So here on the search is where you find something, and you want to find something, and then you want to replace. Here on the code is where you find the code snip, like what others have made. So you can find the code snip of different things. But like you can get a code snip of this is accelerating pandas. You will see these things, but it's very friendly use, because you can be like you want to do something but you don't have the starting point. This code snips help you to have the starting point. That is the way you inspect your variables while you do it. And here is where you put the API key. Here you see I have the different API key I use while I'm coding. For example, when I am interacting with large language models, that is in an API key. It is an application interface where you interact with another another programs that are made. So you can write a code, and then you need to interact with others, or other softwares. So that's where you need you go to that software, or to that service. You request an API, and then you put the API here, so that you can connect your code to that API. So that is, and I have the Grok API and the OpenAI API. This folder is where you upload your data set. When you click here, you see you upload the data set like this. If you upload the data set and you connect, you see the data set has been uploaded here. That is where you upload the data set. The good things for this tool, you can come here to share the notebook for someone you want to collaborate to, and you put the email. If you want to put an email for someone, you put the email, and then you send to him. So he got a notification via email that you want to collaborate with him. So that is the beauty of Google Collaboratory. And here in the left side is where you get a Gemini AI that help you to for analyzing when you get stuck. So yeah, that's cool. If you have any question, let me know. If not, we can call it a day, and happy Easter for those who celebrate it.
Thank you, sir. My question comes in as, that this Google Collab replace or can replace GitHub, or they work together?
No, don't confuse things. GitHub is where we store a code, okay? Is where we deploy a code, okay?
Okay, now how do we link this Google Collab to GitHub?
So here it's a service to link with Google Colab and GitHub. It's a service. It's a service that you pay. So
Okay.
yeah. So here the works that you work, it saves on your Google Drive. You know Google Drive.
Yes.
Yeah, you save it in your Google Drive so that you can access it via your Google Drive. So when you need to upload it to GitHub, so you download it. You download it to VS Code and you push to GitHub.
I see.
Yeah, but in the terms of productivity, Google Colab, it provide I can say it's a ranking first in terms of productivity, because when you start in there is a lot of help. AI is there to help you to know what to do. To in terms of productivity is easier, and in terms of collaboration it's very easier compared to other tools.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So we meet on Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Good.
Yeah, Tuesday we start on Python. I think we talk with an instructor. Will be helping you in your Python.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Happy Easter to
Okay.
each and everyone.
Okay. Yeah. Bye.
Bye bye.